For those who aren't aware of it, let me give everybody a little bit of
Mhm.
a narrative about what's happening here. So, shaken baby syndrome, SBS, also referred to as AHT, abusive head trauma, was something that's really been living among us for 50 years. And for those who've had any CPS involvement, they know there's this thing called a child abuse pediatrician.
Mhm.
Child abuse pediatricians were certified in 2009 by the American Academy of Pediatrics, and then they go around and they diagnose medically child abuse, which I have complained about many, many times in my life because I said child abuse is not a medical diagnosis. It is a legal term. It's a legal term, right? But, we have this recurrence of a couple of themes with child abuse pediatricians, and one of them is shaken baby syndrome, and the other one is the fractured rib cases, which has its own little funky name. But with shaken baby syndrome, they look for three things. One of them are retinal hemorrhages, which
Mhm.
of course your retina is in the back of your eye, and the hemorrhages would be behind your retina within your brain, right? Or within that cavity there. And then there are subdural hematomas, which are fluid. Some people think it's bruising, but it can be any type of fluid that accumulates between the brain and the skull. And then there is a encephalopathy or brain swelling,
Mhm.
which can have various degrees. It can swell so much that it can cause seizures, or it can just be if you just have a serious fall and your head gets hurt and there's some trauma to your head, you'll have some brain swelling. So these are the three different symptoms that they were looking for. Now, I have questioned shaken baby syndrome just from a logical standpoint for years because I'm thinking if you pick up a baby and you shake a baby hard enough to start bursting blood vessels in
Mhm.
their head, you would think they would have some other type of injury, such as a neck injury, right? You
Yeah.
would think their neck would be broken, or they would have, some hyperflexion, whiplash, strain in these in the tendons, right, that
Mhm.
hold up their head. And they're never really including that. And they're never really finding any type of fractures or broken bones in the neck itself.
Mhm.
So that has always been troubling to me. But in this case, the defendant had an incredibly brilliant attorney who challenged the state, uh, the state's expert.